We are back, baby, fresh off UFC Vegas 97. I said in my last video that this card, even though it didn't have like a lot of name value, it had a lot of potential for like some exciting fights. We had some good moments, good knockouts, good finishes. The craziest one was Chris Padilla elbowing his opponent so hard in the eyeball that it left him looking like Sloth from the Goonies. If you followed my Sean Brady by decision pick, you'd almost have enough money to stand outside the Sphere this weekend. Myself, when this card was announced, when it was first announced that they were going to the Sphere, I was like, I will do anything to be inside the building for this fight. Then the card was announced along with the ticket prices, and I was like, I take that back. I will not do anything to be in the building for this card. Despite that, I think my pops and I were going to pull up with our elote cart in the parking lot right outside and just watch our Mexican hero, Sean O'Malley, take on Spanish conquistador, Merab Dvalishvili. I don't even know if I nailed that. But I like this matchup. These guys have been on each other's radar for a really long time at this point. Both guys kept winning. Now it's time for them to fight as number one and number two, basically. Their styles could not be more different, so it makes this fight really intriguing to me. On one hand, you have Merab, who like his fighting style is just relentless. He has endless cardio, and it's just like a avalanche of offense. Like there's no defense. It's all just he's just going to come at you. And the more successful he is, especially early on with his style, the easier it is for him to be successful in the following rounds. He's like a train with just like no brakes. One thing about this fight, though, is in order for him to kind of like establish his offense, he's going to have to like be somewhat of a threat with the striking. Like, I don't think he can be shooting from far outside and be successful. Although, like, if he's able to like kind of establish a little bit of a threat with striking, once he gets his hand on like Sean O'Malley, like he's going to be able to chain wrestle his way into like takedowns. Once he starts to kind of even if he isn't successful with the takedowns, like if he can kind of establish grappling with Sean O'Malley and just kind of like wear his arms out, get like that lactic acid to build up, it's going to make it a lot safer for him as far as like the striking exchanges down the line, you know? And currently odds makers have Sean O'Malley as a slight favorite, and I kind of agree with it because if you watch the Aljamain Sterling fight, like the game plan that they came up with, like he was extremely patient. He only landed like 6 strikes in the first round, but he was standing at a distance where he can kind of feint. He feinted a fuckload and kind of kept Aljo on the back foot. Then he would kind of throw shots, like really long shots that kind of like straight shots that landed, you know, at the maximum possible distance. And he was really good at like using his footwork to manage that distance, to keep to keep Aljo at that distance, where if Aljo would shoot for a takedown, it was from so far out that it gave him like the most time to react to it. Once Aljo did kind of go for the takedown, Sean O'Malley would like get 2 hands on one, you know, and get himself out of that situation, use the fence to keep himself up, yada yada. Like he did a really good job. Like it was a really smart game plan. Eventually, this led to Aljo kind of getting a little reckless. He knew he kind of had a strike. He threw like kind of like a little bit of a telegraphed punch. Obviously, like Sean O'Malley countered it beautifully, and that was all she wrote. I don't know. With this one, I feel like Sean O'Malley's team is like kind of a smart bunch. They knew that like if they continued to win these bantamweight fights, eventually they'd have to fight guys like Aljo. They'd eventually have to fight guys like Merab. And I think the game plan is going to be pretty similar in this one. However, like Merab, he's a little more reckless, a little more fearless than Aljamain, which is either a good thing or it could be a very bad thing in this fight, because we've seen him get wobbled by other guys. We've seen him kind of like not be so successful in the start. Like the Henry Cejudo fight, he got wobbled. He got wobbled against Marlon Moraes. I think if he gets wobbled by Sean, like it's not going to be a good thing. I don't think Sean's necessarily going to let him off the hook. And he's not going to do it in the way where he's just going to like rush for the finish. I think he's going to hurt him and be patient and look for the right shots to kind of put him away. even if he's not able to put him away, I think that for Sean, he's going to be able to use his footwork to land enough damage to win enough rounds and maybe like avoid enough of the grappling exchanges to kind of take some rounds off Merab. Besides that, I also think he has like a sneaky submission game. Like, if you remember that little grappling match he had with Takanori Gomi, he had a pretty nice guillotine, man. So I wouldn't put it, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sean O'Malley jumps the gilly on Merab. Like, I don't know. Anything can happen in this fight. I'm really excited. Obviously, that's every fight. Anything can happen. But, like, I'm really stoked to see, like, who can implement their game better. All I know for sure is that for me, I'm just going to be doing Modelo's and carne asada all week until UFC 306. Please pray for my bowels because I probably won't be able to take a shit till like November after this. With that being said, like, subscribe. I have a lot more stuff coming for this card. This is going to be a banger. So that's it. I will see you on the next one. Peace.